Yo, this is Evan from Octane and Electrons. I'm going to do a quick video here because I'm looking at a new CDI. I figured I'd show how to install it, and we'll see what it does. So I have a Thruxton 2007 Triumph Thruxton 900, and we've used it on some new RM stator videos showing stator and regulator install. So you definitely want to check those out. I'll link to them. Running our revolt regulator, made a charging system bypass harness for this that bypasses all the wiring on the bike and goes right to the battery. Picked up over a volt at the battery. So now we got a real strong charging system on this thing. So it's a nice upgrade, but figured I'd try this out. Nobody really makes an CDI. This is I wouldn't call it an ECU really, but it's kind of a complex CDI. It takes a timing trigger signal from a pickup coil, and then it has dual TPS sensors, I believe, or at least one, but I thought there was one on both carburetors. So this is a late carbureted model. So I looked around, I figured I'd play with this, and this is the ProCom Engineering PE-C-MTBS-A CDI box Rev Kit Igniter, programmable. So, programmable, we'll take a look at. I haven't had any luck getting that working, but maybe if you see this, tell me what you think. So I've already been playing with it, but I figured I'd do the video real quick. So here's a box. Comes packaged well. Comes with a CD with their software, their programming software, and drivers and manual. And then screwdriver to adjust the timing curve. So it comes in an OEM type box for the Triumph. Has a little dial there to set the timing curve. So it's preloaded with 10 curves, and then has a USB cable. And there's the plug, OEM style Triumph plug. Cool. There we go. And then you see on the back, high performance reprogrammable CDI for Triumph. Fits a whole bunch of them. Mine, it's interesting. If I look it up online, Triumph says my bike should be using this part number 1292365, but the actual CDI in my bike, which only has 5,000 miles on it, I don't think it's been tampered with, has a 1292950. So interesting. It ran fine on both settings. I've already checked it, but I'm running the setting 3, which matches what came out of it. So let's look at the software real quick. Maybe if you're familiar with this, tell me if I'm missing something. I read through it. Plug it in here. Okay, so here is their extension cable. It's just a USB extender that comes with it. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. Let me set my phone down. Okay, so box is plugged in, and I've already installed their software and driver. Nothing to it. It comes on that CD, or you can download it off their website. So there's the files already installed. Okay, so when I open their programming software, now originally none of these maps were here. I downloaded all the maps off the ProCom website and put them in the folder, so it finds them in the this PPC data folder that is part of the install of the software. So it imports all of them. Great. And I can see what their timing curve is. So it's interesting. Shows the different curves. Looks like they're mostly taking into account timing versus RPM. So advanced versus RPM, and then a timing advance versus TPS. So it's a, multi variable map. And that's true for all these. What is interesting is number 10. Where was it? Oh, no, I'm wrong. Sorry. I was thinking number 10 only had timing versus RPM. It does not. Okay. So anyways, you can see these maps vary a bit, but they have different advanced versus RPM and TPS settings. So I'm running number 3, which looks like max TPS voltage of like 2.5. So somewhere around a little over half throttle, it looks like. And timing versus RPM. So, see, I'm not sure. This is what this map says. I think this is questionable. It says almost 3 degrees of advance at 6,000 RPM or something. Like, that doesn't seem accurate. This is the file I grabbed from their website. You know, even the, yeah, the most advanced I see is this map number 10 with 7,500 RPM and 6 degrees of advance. So I don't know. Maybe that's correct. I'm not familiar with these relatively new Triumph 900s. So anyways, but I was going to play around with the timing curve, but I don't know what I'm missing. There is no way to upload any changes here. Unless, I guess I haven't actually made a change. Let's go to this map and see if we can add a timing versus RPM point. Enter. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there I've made some changes. Call it test. Yeah, see, I don't know. I tried to save a message. That doesn't work. Reset mode clears it. Enter, let me add those points. But then what? Lets me, on the preview screen, I can see the changes I made right there to the... Oh, maybe I missed it right there. Send to ECU. Interesting. Okay. So maybe we can. I didn't catch that before. So I guess you have to make your changes. I would think I could even just make a copy of, you know, we're going to forget any changes to map 3. Yep. So it looks like I could make my changes to default, I mean. Okay, so, okay, maybe I missed that. So I could go to map 3, make my changes, go to preview screen, I can see my overview. So since this is not an ECU for fuel injection, it's not controlling fuel versus RPM or TPS or blah, blah, blah. We don't have fuel injectors. We just have a throttle position sensor and RPM inputs. So we can adjust those, and then it looks like we can hit send to ECU and we can save a copy. So cool. Okay, I missed that. We will play with that later. I'm not going to do that right now. We're just going to show how to install it, and then I'll play around with it later. And if I have some success with playing around with timing, we'll cover that in another video. So Thruxton, super simple. Mounts with 2 bolts back here. They're like 5mm, I think. Allen heads. Take those out the back. Lift the seat off. Okay, ECU is mounted right back here. You can see my OEM number is the 50 number. So let's see how this bike runs. With the stock CDI. Cold idle, like 600 RPM. All right, right on. So this bike's always run well. No problems. I'm going to go ahead and remove the connector. Just press down on that and pull back. Grab my socket wrench here. Remove that nut. Okay. And I think the other side's a stud. Let's see. Don't tell me it's got a nut underneath it or something, does it? Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, so there's a nut underneath, I think. Let me check. No, there's not. It's a plastic, looks like a plastic clip or something. All right, let's see here. There we go. Yeah. So you can see there. Since I'm going to be removing this if I play with timing, I don't think we're going to use that. I'm going to push it back through. Okay. Cool. So I've removed my old ECU. I'm going to set in the new one. We're just going to mount it with one for now. I'm going to get a second bolt to mount it. Make it easy for me to pull in and out. But for now, I'm just going to set it down in place. Tighten it up. Okay. And tuck the USB cable out of the way for now. Plug this in. fits just like the OEM connector. And we're on map 3, which should be the same as my OEM CDI box number. So let's fire it up. Cool. Good start. Seems to be same idle. So I noticed a bit of stumble, bit of hesitation right off idle that I didn't have with the original. But it's not bad. So I don't know, we'll see. There it is right there, very easy install. So I'm not going to make any judgment calls on the timing map yet. We're going to have to go ride it. We'll see what map 3 does, but I'll play around with it some more, try the different timing curves, and we'll see which one makes the most sense, because maybe there's a great pre-programmed one, or maybe I will work on some custom timing curves. So we'll see. Right on. Thanks for checking it out. Hope you liked it. See ya.